On September 11, 2025, Bethan Harrison, activist, asked Yara Shahidi, activist, in a Forbes interview on how she felt about her world right now. Yara answered honestly by saying she is terrified and would like a plan to fix it. I empathize in that no one should live in fear. In my opinion, it sounds like a plea for help. I would like to help, but how? When Yara Shahidi was younger, she did an equality speech on October 19, 2018 at the Gleason Respect Awards. I argue the speech is a hypothesis to fix her world and to reduce her fear. In April 2024, I published my book on Amazon based on this hypothesis, showing that prevention will lead to equity and that equity will lead to equality. This hypothesis will fix the political, economic, and social problems in her world and our world. This nonprofit, non-edited channel is a letter to Yara Shahidi and teaching Yara's hypothesis to the public in order to better our world. In the end, Yara Shahidi will get the Nobel Peace Prize for her hypothesis. Dear Yara Shahidi, Chapter 9, 5 years later. This is when this takes place in April 2024. Well, I did it. I finally finished my paper. Yay. It took 5 years, 2019 to April 2024. Oh, God, it was long. And many, many, many drafts. Now I'm just typing it out. I am so excited to be done with this paper. I feel like I just got a monkey off my back. God, I was so glad when I was done. It was just so monumentous. It was so stressful because you're just like, I gotta finish. And I'm like, I'm done. It was a monumental task. It was a monumental task to take on a project like this because I never wrote something this large before. Of course, I had to cut a lot out of this paper. I just had too much information on how to achieve Dr. King's dream. It was, in applying Yara Shahidi's hypothesis. It was so long, so I slimmed this paper down to get the beginning of equality for all. It just seemed appropriate as a starting place. Because it just incorporates so much change needed in the political, social, and economic systems. I have enough information for 2 more large papers like this one. I mean, I do, but I can't. I don't have the motivation to do it. It's just too much. Plus, I wrote this all on my own. Yes. Never do it on your own. Never. Always go. Never publish it on your own. Have someone do it with you. God, just do it. Plus, I wrote this on my own. Always have help because it can go a lot smoother. I mean, I stopped and started so many times throughout this process. If I had help, then it would have been done a lot faster. I mean, it would have been a lot smoother. Many times I really wanted to give up. Yes. But I didn't because I'm really stubborn, and I also wanted to stick it to my niece and win the bet. Yes. I mean, she has an ego on her that you wouldn't believe. My niece also says that I have an ego too. I can't understand where she gets something like that. I love sarcasm. I am just glad this paper is done and I can finally relax without stressing about finishing it anymore. I'm free as a bird. As for the others in this paper, my mom is doing fine. I found out during the last 5 years that my father has Alzheimer's disease. It has shaken up my family a little, especially my mom. She has been married to him most of her adult life, and she doesn't want to go into the retirement home. She doesn't want to go into retirement age alone. It is a horrible disease, and I hope that scientists find a cure for it in the near future. As for my niece, she is still in college trying to finish her degree. At this point, she'd be 24. She is still, because it is April 2024, she's still dating her super hot boyfriend. She is living with him now and would like to marry him someday, but she wants to have a career before marriage. Very smart. I met her boyfriend several times, and he is really nice and very stubborn like her. He is really good at comebacks, like my niece is. They actually laugh at their comebacks too. I mean, this is a good relationship because they don't take each other too seriously. Good relationship. I mean, it's a good relationship to laugh. I mean, you need to laugh to have a healthy relationship. I mean, it's how we're designed. I can see why they're still together. They are perfect for each other. My niece still follows Yara Shahidi, and she is still obsessed with her. She was excited to tell me that she watched season 6 of Grownish and she loved it. My niece was so sad that season 6 was the final season of Grownish, and it will end 10 years of Yara Shahidi playing Zoe Johnson on television. I didn't even know what that means. My niece actually cried and was depressed for a week. I felt bad, but I couldn't help laughing for the whole week because of her obsession with Yara. I mean, just... Anyways, my niece felt bad my niece felt bad that they would cancel a national treasure like Yara. Of course, my niece is making me say that. My niece likes Yara's television brother in the show. Sorry, frog. My niece likes Yara's television brother in the show, but she would like to see more of Yara. She misses her as the main protagonist and sometimes as an antagonist of the show. My niece feels like Zoe should have ended up with Luca instead of Aaron because they were perfect for each other. I don't even know what that means. Of course, I don't watch Grownish like my obsessed niece. My niece says she is curious and not obsessed. Oh my Lord. Anyways, my niece had to show me that Yara finished her thesis to graduate from Harvard University with a social studies degree. My niece had to point it out that she finished her thesis or her giant paper, like what I'm doing, 2 years before I did. It's so true. That's true. My niece wanted to prove once again that Yara was smarter than me and that her thesis was longer than my paper as well. She also had to point out that Yara received a college degree for her giant paper, and all I will receive is a rag and a bucket full of water to clean her truck for 6 months after I finish my giant paper. It's so true. After that, she laughed her ass off. Okay, I have to agree with her because that made me laugh too. My niece also said that Yara loves the idea of graduating from Harvard, but is somewhat embarrassed that her college degree is in social studies. Yara thinks that her degree sounds like what students in elementary school learn. My niece thinks Yara is so cute from this testimony about her Harvard degree. Okay. My niece just loves the story about Yara because it proves she is super smart and super humbled at the same time. She says that Yara can do no wrong. Oh my Lord. My niece also says that Yara has a production company called Seventh Sun Productions, and her business partner is her mom. Because I couldn't even imagine working with my mom. That'd be really hard. My niece thinks that this is so adorable because her best friend is her mom, and now they get to work together on equality and equity production projects. My niece also said that Yara just got out of a 3-year relationship with someone and doesn't want to date anyone for a while. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Because, I mean, you're in a relationship and you're just like, God, I can't do this anymore. I need space. My niece felt saddened that anyone would not want to date Yara because she is so perfect. My niece also said that she couldn't believe Yara told the public about her love life because she is so private. It was surprising to hear her open up about herself like that on a TV talk show. My niece is thrilled that Yara is moving on from her disrespectful boyfriend and wished Yara could have a super hot boyfriend like hers. Oh my God. She said Yara would be the happiest person ever if she had a super hot boyfriend like hers. Oh my Lord. In the 5 years, my niece still incorporates some of Yara's traits. For example, Yara doesn't like the color puce because of an old teacher, and now my niece doesn't like this color because of Yara. Yara doesn't like sitting in booths because of people's past smells staying in the furniture. Now my niece doesn't like sitting in booths either, and now she will pull up a chair to avoid the booth just like Yara. In college, my niece joined a Blur Asian group because Yara seemed to be part of one. My niece tries to wear her hair as big as possible, take up space like Yara. My niece's big hair is served as a constant reminder to people that she deserves to take up space, and it makes her feel confident in saying that she deserves to be here. Okay. My niece says she loves her big hair and that it makes her comfortable being seen and visible to the world, just like Yara. My niece has been filling out her journaling book and has been washing her fruits and vegetables with her veggie wash, just like Yara. Okay. I mean, good for you. The last thing was that my niece didn't get her driver's license until she was 20 years old, so she could tell everyone that she got her driver's license at the same age like Yara. My niece wished she had a nice brother like Yara's brother to teach her to drive. My niece thinks it is so cute and sweet to have a brother like Yara's brother. Oh my Lord, my niece is annoying. I mean, to each their own. I have my issues. Everyone has their issues. I mean, good for Yara for coming clean about her issues. Bravo. My niece still does another thing Yara does 5 years later, and that is she still picks her lips a lot. My niece wants to have scabs on her lips like Yara. My niece brags about being an infamous skin picker like Yara. My niece loves watching Dr. Pimple Popper videos and psoriasis and dandruff videos for hours because she says there's nothing like a good scratch. Like Yara. My niece says she is proud for watching these videos and is not ashamed of them. I mean, like I said, good for you. She wished Yara was ashamed of these videos. She wished Yara wasn't ashamed of these videos by erasing her YouTube history every 2 to 3 weeks because she is a strong woman and she has nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, you don't, because that's your prerogative. That is your routine. So whatever makes you comfortable, do it. As long as it's not hurting anybody. Another thing is that my niece likes watching crash course world history videos for fun, because there's nothing like a refresher in understanding history to make a person smarter, just like Yara. The last thing is that my niece still uses brown noise to study in college like Yara. My niece is a little obsessed with Yara. Yeah. Yeah. The most annoying thing my niece has been still doing over these past 5 years is mimicking Yara's phrase like, hello, hello, hey, lovely people. And when I tell you, my niece thinks it is so cute Yara's brothers know her isms, as Yara calls them. My niece wishes she had younger brothers that knew all about her isms. My niece said that Yara's brothers point out that Yara says her phrases twice in a row. Now my niece says Yara's phrases twice in a row too, just like Yara. Sorry, I just ate. Now my niece is forcing me to write this paragraph about Yara Shahidi even though I don't want to. My niece is so annoying. I need a new niece. Okay, I'm done complaining. My niece believes that Yara and the show of Blackish helped contribute to the federal holiday of Juneteenth on June 19th. My niece believes that Blackish was such a popular show because it touched on so many political, social, and economic issues. She thinks that Blackish's legacy on dealing with these issues created empathy for the public and for politicians to push for this national holiday to be recognized by all 50 states. I just have to say that there is no proof about this. There is none. My niece sees this federal holiday as one of Yara's greatest gifts to the U.S. Okay. My niece believes that if Yara quit Hollywood, stopped being an activist, and became a recluse for the rest of her life, then this federal holiday will be her legacy because this federal holiday will stand the test of time, all thanks to Yara Shahidi. Okay. Again, I just have to say that there is no direct evidence of this, but my niece's opinion on loving Yara Shahidi can be too much. My niece thinks I am full of it, and Yara to her is just a mentor. Oh my Lord. The last thing Yara has done in the past 5 years is star in the movie Peter Pan and Wendy. My niece said she loved the movie because Yara was so cute as Tinkerbell. My niece believes that Yara is the best movie star ever. Okay. As I said, my niece is still obsessed with Yara, and it hasn't diminished at all. After my niece becomes a professor in history, like Yara wants to do, then she wants to pursue other goals Yara has done, like a black belt in Tang Soo Do, a type of South Korean karate, crochet, and play the glockenspiel. I told my niece that a black belt in karate would be a great goal to do in order to protect her wimpy boyfriend from unattractive women from hitting on him. I told my niece that crochet was for old ladies. I also said that the glockenspiel is too high-pitched with all that metal in it. I also told my niece that the glockenspiel sounds like a baby crying all the time. My niece said that she and her super hot boyfriend would get a black belt in karate together to kick my ass and then to stop all the guys from always hitting on her. Oh, God. I had to roll my eyes so hard on that. My niece said that she and her super hot boyfriend would force me to wear their crocheted hats and scarves as punishment for disrespecting the goddess Yara. My niece also said that the glockenspiel is a beautiful instrument that sounds like butterflies flying. She went on by saying that I sounded like a baby crying and that I needed a nap. God. I laughed so hard on that comeback. Of course, I had to pay movie tickets to my niece and her super hot boyfriend to put this stuff in my paper. Yeah. I am so proud of my niece right now because she is actually coming clean about her obsession with Yara Shahidi. My niece admits that she took to loving Yara a little bit too much, I think. At first, she said if she found a video on Yara, then she would play it over and over again until it lost its shine, as she puts it. She also said she would reread Yara's books and magazines of her on the front cover too, the same way. She admits that her pessimistic look on history and on the world left, She admits that her pessimistic look on history and on the world left her a little depressed at times, and Yara was a lot. She admits that her pessimistic look on history and on the world left her a little depressed at times, and Yara was her light or hope for a brighter future. This is what Yara campaigns on, and my niece loves this about Yara. After these 5 years of following Yara Shahidi, my niece said that she only listens to a Yara video on Sundays because she says that Yara's voice calms her, and Yara's wisdom gives her hope for the upcoming week on goals and work that needs to be accomplished. My niece said that Yara's videos are like a church of meditation for her in order to start over fresh in a way. With a clean soul and a clear mind. To their own. My niece said that her two most favorite Yara Shahidi videos are the ASOS magazine conversation with Ottawa, I don't even say, ADWOAABOAH, Ottawa Aboa, and Yara's first TED Talk. In the ASOS magazine conversation with Ottawa Aboa video, Yara Shahidi is 17 years old, and she is at the beginning of her campaign career for a better tomorrow for America, as my niece explains. The only problem is that Yara feels as though she is not good enough to be in this space with others fighting for the same thing because they have more experience, like professors or civil rights activists. Yara says that her greatest fear is that she is overvalued, as though she shouldn't be embraced to help in this type of campaign. She believes people think too highly of her, and so she questions herself regularly, as though she is not special enough or impactful enough to make a difference in a campaign like this for change. She says she fakes her confidence by embracing her acting to show people she is valuable enough, at least to herself, that she is good enough to be in this campaign for change. My niece continued her analysis of Yara Shahidi by talking about her second video, which is her TED Talk. My niece explains that Yara is 23 years old in this video, and she is a Harvard graduate. She is on her 6th season of her own show of Grownish. She has her own production company, and she says she is an expert on curiosity for a campaign for change for a better tomorrow. Wow, that was a mouthful. The reason why these two videos are my niece's favorites, as she explained it, is that she can see Yara's growth. Yara has accumulated education experience and still uses her imagination like when she was younger to see a better tomorrow for everyone. Yara is no longer faking her confidence with her acting talents as she did when she was 17 in the first video, but she has fully embraced her academics and acting talents to help with change in Hollywood, in colleges, and hopefully in the world. Yara is finally believing that she can be an agent for change for the better, and she has done Yara is finally believing that she can be an agent for change for the better, as she has done with her show, her production company, her education, etc. These experiences have given her a real-world understanding that she does belong in this space of change like other professors and civil rights activists, and where her 17-year-old self thought that, God, these experiences have given her a real-world understanding that she belongs in this space of change like other professors and civil rights activists, and where her 17-year-old self thought that she didn't. Yay! God. My niece said this is what makes her the proudest about Yara Shahidi. Yara's not scared. Yara's not the scared teenager anymore from the first video, but she is now a young adult woman beaming with confidence by finally grabbing onto the agent of change label that she felt that she really never deserved in the second video. This agent of change label will be hers to own in the here and now and in the future, and my niece says she finally deserves it. My niece just hopes that Yara continues on her path and one day be the president of the United States like Oprah Winfrey said back when Yara was 17 years old. My niece said if Yara does, then she will be the first in line to vote for her when Yara runs. My niece said if Yara does, then she'll be the first in line to vote for her when Yara runs. This is why my niece still follows Yara Shahidi today, because Yara still gives her hope about the world and her own future. Just like Yara getting rid of her own insecure teenage self. Just like Yara getting rid of her own insecure teenage self, my niece sees herself embracing her 23-year-old self too, as a young woman for change, or I should say 24, as a young woman for change, just like Yara. My niece said she still has time because she is still done. God, can't read. Just like Yara getting rid of her own insecure teenage self, my niece sees herself embracing her 24-year-old self too, as a young woman for change, just like Yara. My niece said she still has time because she is still not done with college yet. But when she is, watch out, world. I mean, go girl. Go girl. In the end, I'm proud of my niece for coming clean about her obsession with Yara Shahidi. I'm so glad she is watching Yara videos once a week instead of all the time, because this is so much healthier for her, in my opinion. It takes a lot for my niece to admit that she has a problem or that she is wrong. She is really a stubborn person. I am just happy she is in a good and healthy place with her idol, Yara Shahidi. It is always good to have a hero, but not healthy to be obsessed with them. Sorry. It's always good to have a hero, but not healthy to be obsessed with one. There needs to be a balance, and I think my niece just found that after these 5 years. As far as the bet is concerned, it is still on. As for my niece and my mom, they never believed I would finish this paper. As for my niece and I continually collaborating on the paper together as my editor-in-chief, as we did in the past, she is way too busy today with her own life and doesn't have time to help me. I mean, yes, she will make the time to talk about Yara Shahidi, but after a while, I get tired of talking about Yara. Yeah. I mean, no offense to Yara. I mean, my niece was a teenager when I started this paper, and now she is in her 20s, 24, like Yara Shahidi, in April 2024. They both are the same age and are busy women with their own lives. In the end, I had to finish the paper on my own. I mean, time moves on if you like it or not. I know. It does. It so does. I wasn't going to put this paragraph about myself in this paper, but my niece insisted on it. She wanted me to put the last honest thing about myself in this paper. My niece can be a great person if she wants to be, so I'm glad she's in my life. Don't tell her I said that because of her huge ego. It's so true. Well, anyways, I was abused. Anyways, I was abused by my father. This is true. I was never physically abused, but mentally abused. In my father's eyes, I was never good enough no matter what I said or did. This is why I watched television. This is why I escaped. This is why I couldn't communicate. Good times. Good times. In my father's eyes, I was never good enough, no matter what I said or did. I could be Jesus Christ, and he would still. I could be Jesus Christ, and he would still find fault with me. No joking about that. That is so true. My father was abused by my grandfather, and my grandfather was abused by my great-grandfather. This is continuous generational abuse. It took a lot of education to discover that. Yeah. It gave me the answer to forgive myself and that it wasn't my fault growing up with this not good enough mentality given to me by my father. This mentality showed why I escaped into TV so much and why I want to date a pretty TV girl. The fantasy. Because it was my only escape. I mean, I didn't do drugs. I didn't do recreational sex. I didn't do alcohol. I didn't do, the bad stuff. I just did, I don't know, I don't want to say boring stuff, but it was just easier, I don't know. I have a lot of fear toward, the drugs and the alcohol because it's just the gambling, because it's too hard to come back from. Like TV, you can just escape for a while, like read a comic book or watch a TV show and then come back and you're still there, but I mean, you're not over the edge. You're just, you still have the drama of not being good enough, and then, but you can come back to you. I mean, if you, I don't know, were, whoring around, have an STD, lost all your savings. I mean, it's so much harder to come back from. So, I'll just leave it there. Everyone has their issues. Yes, they do. So do. Let's see. It gave me the answer to forgive myself that it wasn't my fault growing up, and this is the not good enough mentality given to me by my father. This mentality showed me why I escaped into TV so much and why I want to date a pretty TV girl. This also shows why I had a hard time in school and why I had trouble making friends. From this abuse, this is where I get my empathy for others and me being an ass to others as well. It's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, because, you want the good for people, but then you get, into depression and stuff, and you're just like, God, I can't deal with you. It's just, yeah, it'll stick with me the rest of my life. It sucks. It really does suck. It really does. Sorry. From this abuse, this is where I get my empathy for others and being an ass to others as well. There are many circumstances that have plagued me over the years, and with enough education, was able to forgive myself for almost all of my failures in life that I thought were a big deal at the time. The biggest thing of all was that I had to forgive my father. I don't forgive him for everything, but just the notion that it wasn't his fault on the abuse he received from his father, just like me. This does actually give me peace. The best thing from this education was this action. The best thing from this education was the actions of my mom protecting me from my father over the years. She really gave me the love and support needed to survive my childhood. I can't thank her enough for that. Well, that is all I really wanted to say about that. Before my father had Alzheimer's, I didn't really say it personally. I told my mom that I forgave him, and the reason why, I mean, if you look at the generational abuse, he had abuse worse than I did. I won't discuss it more, but it wasn't his fault. It wasn't my grandfather's fault. It wasn't my fault. It was just a generation of insecure men trying to control their own actions and blaming their sons for their failures. Sorry. And it's just sad that lives were wasted on just stupid. I just wish there was a time machine to go back and, educate him better, but I don't know, what can you do? Can't do anything, really. Anyways, I'm still at my fast food job with an almost completed paper. This next part of the paper is how to get rid of racism and the ability to build the beginning of inequality for all society, so that Yara Shahidi's hypothesis can be applied to Oregon and in America and the world. Plus, it is also to win the bet, to get a steak dinner, and to show up. I'm just a little sad because it's been my whole life, and it's just, yes, he has Alzheimer's, so he doesn't hurt me anymore, but I know, but it's still there. It'll be there for the rest of my life. I don't know, just live there. Plus, it is also to win the bet, get a steak dinner, and to show up my niece that I can write a paper better than Yara Shahidi's speech at the Gleason Respect Awards. Okay, yeah, well, let's begin. I mean, from this abuse, I'll just say this one last time. One last thing. From this abuse is why I wanted to understand, because when I was growing up, I hit roadblocks. Like, I didn't understand why I was born this way, why I couldn't talk to girls, why I couldn't, as my father would call it, do better in life. Because my problem was I couldn't do it. I mean, I wasn't educated enough, and my parents didn't know how to educate me. So I spent the rest of my life trying to educate myself on how to do normal things. And then when I found out that society wasn't educating other people like me, they were failing, and it's all preventable, and it's just so easy. I mean, it's just so easy when you actually see it. And then when you have others like Yara and Dr. King and I don't know, others throughout history doing the same thing, you can see it's history repeating itself over and over and over. And it's just the same moment, different time, different complaints. Come on, racism is easy to do. It's created by humans. I mean, when Yara was talking to Bethan Hardison, and she was giving her, okay, nothing against Yara Shahidi. It's a training to be a certain way, to be nice, to promote your projects, to be, I don't want to say phony, but you have to be a certain bubbly person. And yes, it can come off phony. And when she does give speeches, or when she's asked questions, the real Yara comes out, and she actually says what's, in her heart, just like Dr. King, other civil rights activists, feminist movements, gay, trans people wanting equality, wanting to be accepted by the majority. It's just being human. And then when she's asking, when Bethan Hardison asks her the question, she's scared. So I mean, I'm scared because it's just, I know I'm just rambling. I think it's easy because I'll explain in these next chapters. I'm just rambling. I'll just end it there. I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I do know what I'm talking about, but I had to explain. I'm just wasting time. I had to explain all this. In the next few chapters, I will. I'll just end it here. Sorry. Sorry. Ichini, Sanshi, Go, Kuju, Konnichiwa, Laloon, Wee, Hola, buenos dias, adios. We all win together. De nada.